You are listening to the book, Answering the Call, Making Sense of It and Taking Ownership of the Journey, authored and read by Nadu Denloye. The printed version was released in 2016. To quote the writer of the foreword, this book is about the profound life experiences of a child of God as she seeks to become the best that the Creator intended her to be. The proceeds of the book go towards 6 ministries the Nadu Denloye Trust has been supporting. I am pleased to say that we have successfully disbursed the 3rd tranche of annual payments to these ministries this year, 2018. With your support, I hope to be able to sustain this giving for as long as I can. I've made this audio recording of the book, read by me, to further encourage your gift or donation to the Trust. Gifts, donations of any amount will be kindly welcome and can be paid directly to SITL/the Nadu Denloye Trust, Stanbic IBTC Bank, account number 001-698-9514. Please feel free to share this audio recording widely, and thank you so much for your support. Part 3. Taking ownership of the journey. Make a careful exploration of who you are and the work you have been given, and then sink yourself into that. Don't be impressed with yourself. Don't compare yourself with others. Each of you must take responsibility for doing the creative best you can with your own life. Galatians 6:4-5. I continue with the premise that, as Os Guinness said, God calls us to Himself so decisively that everything we are, everything we do, and everything we have is invested with a special devotion and dynamism lived out as a response to His summons and service. Stay with me as I share how I have taken responsibility for honoring His call. Part 3, Chapter 9. A wise man gives thoughts to his ways. Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best of every opportunity. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. Ephesians 5:15-17. Dennis Waitley, an American motivational speaker and writer, is quoted as saying, "A sign of wisdom and maturity is when you come to terms with the realization that your decisions cause your rewards and consequences. You are responsible for your life, and your ultimate success depends on the choices you make. Indeed, we are the product of our choices. Day by day, what we choose and what we do is who we become. In the long run, we shape our lives and we shape ourselves. In any given situation, we have a whole continuum of choices, ranging from really bad choices to mediocre ones, to choices that are good, and then to those that are excellent. No one wants to go through life on a futile journey, but it can happen unless we consider where we are going in life. As human beings, we have the freedom to choose among good options that conform to God's standards and His ideas of wisdom. The words fool, fools, foolish, foolishly, foolishness appear about 200 times in the King James Version of the Bible. There are over 70 proverbs about what a fool is. The word is used in the book of Proverbs to describe a person acting contrary to biblical wisdom in choices and behavior. I wouldn't have thought of myself as a fool. Me? Madam Know-it-all? But that's exactly what I was. And in certain respects, I still exhibit quite a few of those tendencies. Generally, by our very nature, our thinking is erroneous. Not giving thought to how we live, simply rolling with the punches, being reckless and careless about life. We just don't even know that we need to work on how to live. Even where there is some knowledge, we do not seem to understand the gravity or otherwise of the consequences of our wrong choices till it's too late. This could either be as a result of a lack of discipline or just not being future-focused, simply living for the here and now. As a matter of fact, some of our attitudes and activities we engage in do not even seem wrong to us. It seems right to seek pleasure willfully, to play on the front end, to seek financial success at any cost. The list goes on. The Bible says there's a way that seems right to a man, but in the end, it leads to death. Proverbs 14:12. Thankfully, we can be delivered from our foolishness. We can begin to grow in godly wisdom when we enter into the experience of sanctification as God transforms our nature. Unfortunately, as Oswald Chambers said, many of us prefer to stay at the entrance to the Christian life instead of going on to create and build ourselves in accordance with the new life God has placed within us. He also said that the conflict is waged over turning our natural life into a spiritual life. This is never done easily, nor does God intend that it be so. It is accomplished only through a series of moral choices. Those choices are continually opposed and hostile to the things of our natural life, which have become so deeply entrenched. To do anything well requires knowing what it is you are doing, and you can only know what you're really doing by making the process conscious. Proverbs 4:26 urges us to carefully consider our ways in life. Ponder the path of your feet and let all your ways be established. My biggest challenge wasn't that I had intentionally been making bad choices. It was that I had been sleepwalking through most of my choices. Half the time I wasn't even aware I was making particular choices by my actions or inactions. And where I was not giving much thought to certain decisions which I felt didn't make any difference at all. Some invariably, too, were disguised as positive choices. There was a wide gap between where I was living and where I should be living. And as long as I was making choices unconsciously, I lacked the knowledge and commitment to manage my life the best I could. To listen and download this audiobook for free, please go to soundcloud.com or youtube.com and search for Answering the Call.
If you would like to make further inquiries about this audio recording or the ebook or print versions of the book, kindly send an email to answeringthecallaudio@gmail.com.